Earth Angels. Thank you so much for being here and joining me today. I'm so excited to share more of the daily practices and rituals that I do for my spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being, keeping longevity in mind, things that make me feel like I'll live forever, which of course is an exaggeration, but I think that most of us don't think about the fact that our bodies are going to wither, age, slow down with time until those changes start taking place. Until then, I think it's a really good idea to be as kind to these bodies as we can, fill ourselves with the most life energy that we can, and just enjoy the ride. So I'm gonna have different titles in the timeline below, and I wanted to start off with some yoga asana that you can do, and I'm mostly just going to be showing you simple stretches that you can do today because not everyone has time for a yoga practice. On social media, you see a lot of spirituality and mindfulness practices in these beautiful places being displayed by beautiful bodies, conventionally attractive bodies, and with copious amounts of time. You do not need any of those things to practice mindfulness. 5 minutes of breath awareness in the morning is enough to ripple throughout your day and might even inspire you to be still and witness during your lunch break, and then maybe another 5 minutes before you go to sleep, and before you know it, you've meditated for 15 minutes, and there's no wrong way to meditate or to go about this. It's really just about meeting yourself in the present moment. So I'm just gonna show you some simple daily stretches you can do to get into your body and to move some things around. Inhale, slowly lifting your arms up with the pace of your breath. Exhale, round your back and let your navel push back to your spine as you release all the air. Inhale up and open. Exhale, round the spine. Next thing, might have seen Asian aunties doing this in the park, just kicking opposite leg to opposite foot. Open up the hips, help with mobility. This might be intense if you do have tight hips, so just feel into your own body. This also activates the left and right hemispheres of the brain, which is good to do early in the morning, as well as a balancing pose. I love doing tree pose. And it's really good to do a balancing pose every single day for your memory. And if you watched my last video, you know that forward folds are really grounding, and I recommend doing those daily. They activate Apana Vayu. If you feel like things are really hectic and you just need to feel rooted, do a forward fold. You can do these standing, of course, taking a deep breath in, and then hinging at the hips and lowering as you fold down, prioritizing length in the spine. So instead of rounding your spine and touching your toes, straightening your spine, and maybe your hands are at your knees or your shins. And I also recommend doing a downward dog every single day because it extends your spine, and so much throughout the day, especially if you work in an office or at a desk, you will find yourself slouching, the vertebra just being compressed, and downward dog really extends and lengthens the spine. And another great pose for your spine and having good posture is to simply hold your opposite elbows and spend time like this every single day. It'll really help to open up your chest and create more flexibility in those shoulders, which will help every other asana that you do if you do have a yoga practice. So this is really good. Our hips are really important. Not only do we store our emotions in our hips, but they're the center of our body. And when our hips are tight, it's very easy for our spine to feel less mobile and nimble. So go into lotus pose and lie down on your stomach. You can do this when you're reading a book or just watching something on Netflix, just to open up the hips, and you can hold this pose for even longer if it feels comfortable. So those are just some very simple stretches and asana that you can do every single day. I just kind of wanted to give you those pieces, and then you can structure them into your own daily practice or do them as is. Mukha Bhastrika is a practice of expelling air out. It's supremely cleansing and great to do in the morning after sleeping and having built up some stagnant or still oxygen in your lungs. And I love doing 3 rounds of this while standing. However, you can also do this sitting down, and I will show you what it looks like. So beginning with your feet slightly wider than hips distance apart, focusing on a full 3-part breath, inhaling, tummy, ribs, chest. And as we exhale, we're going to expel the air out. You can bring your hands to your knees for support and really blow the air out at the end of the exhale, really pushing out any last bits of oxygen. So I'll do this 2 more rounds. It feels so good. I already feel so much more enlivened. And if you are more of an advanced practitioner, you can practice Uddiyana Bandha after the exhale and hold the breath out for longer, looking something like this. And then pushing all of your organs back into place before taking a breath in. And just a reminder that I did not create these practices. I don't claim to own them, but I've been lucky enough to learn them and learn how to teach them to others through direct students of the lineage. And so much of what I share was born from Asia, specifically South Asia, through the yogic lineage, as well as Buddhism and Qigong practices that I've picked up from my dad. He's been practicing these things his whole life, and this is just a deep bow of reverence to all the great teachers out there and these incredible practices. Know I share these to you with so much humbleness and gratitude for the infinite ripples of light that they send throughout our bodies and throughout this world. So thank you if you join me for those. We're now in my very bright and echoey bathroom, and a few things that I do weekly in the shower is I exfoliate, and you don't have to spend tons of money getting anything fancy to exfoliate your skin. One of my favorite things I wanted to share is just using coffee grinds. You can mix these with a comedogenic oil such as grapefruit seed oil, jojoba oil, argan oil works, and rub that all over your skin in the shower. It feels so good. Your skin will be soft and moisturized. You can add essential oils to this. I like to add lavender because it's very calming to the skin. And after I get out of the shower, without fail, I always lotionize. I love lotionizing and just feeling sensual in my body. It's kind of like a self-love practice for me, but this is just a homemade pine shea butter, and you can support a small business on Etsy and buy some shea butter in bulk and then just melt whatever essential oils you want. You can melt cedar and pine into it and then pour that liquid into a jar, and that will be your lotion. And I love using shea butter because it melts so effortlessly into the skin. For some people this might feel too oily, so just try it out before you buy like 10 pounds of shea butter in bulk. Next, very important thing that I use so much is aloe vera. You can use fresh aloe vera or buy a tube of it. This is unscented, fair trade certified aloe vera gel, and I use this on my skin, I use it on my hair, and it has done wonders. I mean, this is really good for me. This is my go-to remedy for acne scars, and I put it on at night, wake up in the morning, and my skin is glowing, and I feel a reduction in the darkness of my scars. So I live by aloe vera. I drink it, I put it on my hair, on my body, on my chest, I massage it all over me. Taking a probiotic is an essential part of my daily routine, and I'm so happy that I found Seed, which is the sponsor of today's video. This is a prebiotic and a probiotic, which was developed for systemic benefits beyond just digestive health, including gastrointestinal health, gut barrier integrity, gut immune function, cardiovascular health, dermatological health, as well as micronutrient synthesis. And it uses 2-in-1 ViaCap technology, which basically means the probiotics make it to the end of the small intestine for delivery into the colon with 100% survivability. The outer capsule is a prebiotic made from Indian pomegranate, and the probiotic inner capsule is a formulation of clinically and scientifically studied strains. Plus, this can be sustainably delivered monthly. The shipping box is made from ecological paper made from algae. It's extremely convenient and also fully recyclable and home compostable, which I just love. Your monthly refills come in a home compostable, bio-based pouch that keep oxygen and moisture out while being safe for the planet. It's biodegradable, backyard compostable, edible, and dissolves in water. I just think that they're an amazing company that has put thought and intention into every aspect of their probiotics. And I personally have seen so much improvement in my skin since taking these probiotics. I have less pimples and I just feel like my gut is in a happy and balanced place. And it's really no secret because we all need good bacteria, and I have been severely neglecting that area of my life. So please check Seed out if you're curious. The link will be down below and they're just awesome. That last clip was filmed right after I got out of the shower, but I wanted to share a few other things that I ingest on the regular, on the daily, and I have been loving these hormone balancing tinctures. I have been recommended these for so long and my body has been loving them. This is chaste tree berry and shatavari. These are great for balancing your hormones. This is another area of my life that I've neglected for a very long time. I've noticed imbalances in my hormones that have come out in my skin, in my energy levels, and just the way that I show up to life. I take these every morning just with water. You can get tons of female hormone balancing herbs in teas and things like that, but I just really like the tinctures because I feel like they absorb pretty effortlessly. Oh, one other thing that I love putting into my body that gives me so much energy is cacao. I love having little cacao ceremonies with myself, and I've been drinking cacao every single day. I have ceremonial grade cacao from Guatemala and I sing to it, I pray to it. I basically just mix it with hot water. I don't boil the cacao directly in the water because you're not supposed to do that. It tastes so rich and earthy and it's just a heart opener. I love dancing after I drink this, and it also has tons of magnesium, so it's great around your moon time if you bleed every month. And gosh, I just love my little cacao rituals. Speak the things that you feel. Don't keep things inside that feel heavy. I mean, you can literally feel the density of certain traumas or boundaries that you need to speak. You can feel them weighing you down. Know that there's no aspect of you that is too shameful to be shared, and really make sure that you're spending time in places where you know that all of you is welcome. Your level of depth and tenderness and emotional intelligence can be met and matched. I've been really loving my sister circles. I've been going to a women's circle every Wednesday, and the thing about this women's circle is no one offers feedback. We simply listen. We don't tell people how to feel. We don't give advice. We don't respond. Everyone just literally shares into this abyss of safety of all of our hearts, kind of like therapy, but having things be seen by women is just so potent, and you can be the one who brings that safe and intentional space. You can be like, hey, would you like to meditate today? Do you want to pray deeply to the elements today? Do you want to cleanse in these waters with me? Making a ceremony out of the time with your friends, it's such worthwhile work, and I feel like we're all just here ultimately to assist each other's evolution, and so to actively, intentionally do that is really incredible. Also, trying to catch yourself in the chain of reactivity as soon as possible, and this might seem like a really easy thing to do if you've been practicing on your spiritual journey for a while, to just not react, to not be so emotionally triggered by everything around you, but also within your own mind, like catch yourself when you start to go into a space of doubt or fear or lack. Catch yourself when you're identifying with something that isn't actually you, or when you want to fall into cycles of self-harm. You know, having a mindfulness practice also helps with this, because when you are identifying with who you really are as a conscious witnesser, it's easy to see when you're identifying with your rage or your sadness and your smallness, and then you don't have to act out of those places. And I feel like that's what the spiritual journey eventually becomes, is identifying less and less with all of these external changing things. But it really is a practice, especially when it comes to our own minds. But those are just some things that I do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to feed into longevity and feel so good in every cell of my body, in my heart, my mind, and do the most good and share the most love on this earth, which is all I really want to do at the end of the day. So let me know what you do as a daily practice to feed into longevity in your own life and to be kind to your body. I would love to read through those comments, and I thank you so deeply for being here and receiving my energy. I just cherish you so fully, and all that you are is welcome here in my heart, in my world. So thank you for showing up, and I hope you keep taking care of yourself until I see you next. Bye.